I thought to myself, I wonder where it can be. I rolled the garbage bin out to the curb. Channel 8 News reports a rabid dog that killed 10 people in a suburban neighborhood of Lexington, Florida. The victims were taking out their garbage at night, and there were no witnesses. I thought to myself, how do they know it's a dog if there are no witnesses? We decided to go and investigate. Tracie found an Airbnb, and it was a house where a couple of the incidents happened just a few days ago. We arrived at the scene. It was still daylight. Tracie and Chris went inside the house. I walked over to where they kept the garbage bin, outside. I noticed black goo on the bin. I retrieved a sample. Then I went into the house. Tracie and Chris are sitting at the kitchen table, waiting for the sun to go down. Tracie is studying spells from the Book of the Sleepers. Chris has bags and bags of food that he's eating. I asked Chris, how much food are you going to eat? Chris said, don't worry, I'm going to leave some so we have some garbage to take out. Chris burps. We laughed. Tracie said, you're a pig. Chris chuckled. Tracie said, Stanley, what time is sunset? I said, 8:30. It's 8:15 now. A dog started barking in the background. Chris said, we might be here for nothing. It could just be a dog. I said, yeah, a dog that killed 10 people and no witnesses. It also left some sort of black goo on the garbage bin. Tracie said, black goo? What black goo? I said, yeah, I found this gooey substance a few minutes ago. I'm going to the mobile lab to test it. Tracie asked Chris, do you really think it's a dog? Chris said, no, I was joking. But really, he believes it's a dog. He just didn't want to seem not so smart when the lab test came back. I made it back. Chris asked, Stanley, what are the test results? I said, let me ask Claire. It should be finished by now. I asked Claire, Claire, do you have the test results? Claire said,
yes, the lab test couldn't identify the sample's origin. The sample consists of a toxin that can paralyze you if it gets on you. It also consists of 10% frog DNA, 40% human, and 50% is unidentifiable.
The sun finally went down. A dog started barking again. Tracie and I looked at Chris. Chris smiled. And Tracie and I looked at each other. I told Chris, since it's a dog, go ahead and take out the garbage. Chris said, okay. He gathered all the garbage. Then Chris took it out. While heading towards the garbage bin outside, he was met face to face with a mean-looking dog. Chris screamed, dropped the garbage, and ran up and down the street screaming while the dog was chasing him. Then he made it into the house before the dog could bite him. Chris walked into the kitchen where we were. Chris was out of breath. Tracie asked, Chris, what happened? Chris said, that darn dog chased me. Tracie asked, Chris, are you okay? Chris said, yeah, I'm all right. I said, I'll call the animal control to get the dog. Chris said, Tracie, I told you it was a dog killing people. Tracie said to Chris, I thought you said you were joking. Chris said, well, I wasn't. Tracie said, yeah, right. I said, animal control will be here in a couple of minutes. 5 minutes later, my phone rang. I turned on the speakerphone and I said, hello? Hello, this is animal control. We want to thank you for your help. We caught the dog. I said, no problem. Animal Control said, have a nice day. I said, I'll finish taking out the garbage. I picked up the garbage and cautiously walked over towards the garbage bin while looking around. Then placed it in the bin. I thought to myself, I wonder where it can be. I rolled the garbage bin out to the curb. Something jumped out the garbage bin. I ran towards the house. It spits the black goo at me, but it missed. I made it into the house and closed the door. I went into the kitchen. I told Tracie and Chris, I seen it. Chris said, you did? Like he couldn't believe it. I need to tell Claire its description so she can search the Gray District Agency database for it. I said, Claire, I need you to search the database for a creature 4 feet tall, stands on 2 legs, is green, very aggressive, hides in garbage bins, and spits the black goo you scanned earlier. Claire said,
I found something that matches your description. It's called a frogman. It spits a paralyzing venom, and its saliva is similar to a Komodo dragon's. It has a devastating effect on prey, causing a sudden drop in blood pressure that sends them into shock. At the same time, the venom stops the victim's blood from clotting, so it bleeds to death. I advise you to not get bitten or let it spit on you. It's not attracted to the garbage, but it's clever. It has learned when you're going to take out the garbage and waits to ambush you. Also, there is no known weapon to catch it alive, and there may be information about the frogman that we do not know.
I said, this thing is fast, but it looks clumsy. Tracie said, Stanley, we should just lock it in the garbage bin. I said, that's a good idea. We will wait till Wednesday night when everyone takes out their garbage for pickup on Thursday morning. Wednesday night. I said, okay, it's that time. Let's go out here and catch this thing. I said, Chris, grab the garbage. We walked over to the garbage bin, and I rolled the bin to the curb. Then Chris tossed the garbage in the garbage bin and locked it. The garbage bin started shaking, and we could hear the frogman growling and clawing, trying to get out. Tracie said that was our easiest catch ever. It got out. Its venom melted a hole in the side of the bin. It took off running the opposite direction. I said, it will probably show up in another neighborhood now. It's too intelligent to come back here, knowing we're trying to catch it. Tracie said, wow, we actually couldn't catch it. I said, yeah, for now.